and welcome back to the ventilation room. I'm Yashika, one of your ventilators. We also have Shafina here. Hello. We have Tamara, and we have Tia with us, as you all know. Thank you guys for joining us once again. We really appreciate all the support that we've had over the last few episodes. If you're new to the ventilation room, we just want to let you know a little bit about what the ventilation room is about. The ventilation room is a safe, non-judgmental forum where we have discussions after people submit different events to us that we hope provide you a little bit of a solution and possibly some levity during the course of our discussion. So we would like for you to submit your events so we can talk about things that may frustrate you. We don't judge, we just discuss. So, and so tonight we have actually two events that we'll be discussing, and we have something very exciting for you guys. We've been asked by an outside viewer for us to critique their art. So that is going to be something that's new to the ventilation room that we are excited about, and so we hope you enjoy it. The events that we're actually going to go through tonight are called The Balancing Acts and Village People. And then we'll critique the art of John Kirkpatrick, who is an abstract and expressionist artist. So, you know, stick around. You'll enjoy it.
I'll take the first event.
All right, girl.
Okay. So the first event, is called Balancing Acts. So this venter wants to talk about adhering to the desire to be at home with her children during their primary years while battling the guilt of wanting to work or build a career. So the Balancing Act starts pretty early when it comes to motherhood, and we know that the first 5 years of childhood is really crucial. And we all want to stay home and want to be with our babies 100%. But we also know that life deals us cards, and so whether it's personally or it's for financial reasons, that we have to go out and work. So when I think about what the viewer is saying, is very personal to me because I remember feeling guilty for only staying home with my son for a year, only staying home with my other son for 7 months, because I knew how important the first 5 years was. But I also know that it's really not about how much I stay home, but how present I am when I am home. So whether I have 3 hours with my babies or I have 5 days with my babies, is how present and how much I'm pouring into them. So I don't want parents to feel guilty for not being able to make that choice to stay home for 12 years, right? All of us can't do that. And so 3 things that I wanted to make sure that I wanted to remind her is, first of all, I believe a woman can have it all. She can have a career and she can be a great mother, right? A second thing is that every family is unique, so stay tailored. So sometimes I think as mothers, we talk to other mothers who stayed home with their child for 5, 6, 7 years, and we were only able to stay home for 6 months or 3 months, and we feel guilty about that, right? We feel like that we're less of a mother. We love our children less because we couldn't give them that physical time. I want you to stop thinking about that. I want you to stop comparing yourself to other people and just think about your family and keep being tailored. The last thing is, how present are you? Like I was saying before, is when you're present, whether it's 3 hours or 3 days, your children know that. They soak that up and they remember that. And so I think that's the main point into the first 5 years of the child's childhood. What do you guys think?
Points, Tam. I mean, I definitely feel everything that you were saying. That was long. So, but, yeah. Look, I feel you, Mama. I felt the same way until quarantine. I felt, oh man, I gotta go to work. I can't be there for my children, my 5-year-old, my 3-year-old. Then quarantine happened, and I realized I don't want to do it. It's not for me. And I was beating myself up for no reason. Because really, God, get out. I was beating myself up for something that I really didn't want to do, but I didn't realize it.
You don't know what you don't know?
You just didn't realize it. But you know what? Don't beat yourself up, Mama, because now that we all got to do it, none of us really want to do it. I digress.
So you said 24 hours.
versus 6 hours. You'll swap it out.
Hours. Any day.
Okay.
Any day. We all need time.
We do need
They
time.
don't like me either.
We do need time.
But I can remember a friend of mine making a choice between picking her child up or staying at a job that it brought that mother to tears.
Mm-hmm.
That she had to make that choice.
Yeah.
And my words to her was, that job is gonna be there. If that child or kid or whoever needs you right then and there and they called you, you need to go. Go make that sacrifice, because at the end of the day, nobody else is gonna make that sacrifice for you.
Mm-hmm.
The job is not gonna close because you can't be there. They have other people there to carry that work out.
Right.
And as Tam said, everybody is not in that same situation where they can be a stay-at-home mom at this day and age. But now we're all forced to be everything: the mom, the teacher, employee, employer, because we have all these hats now because of quarantine. I appreciate and I love to work from home, but I really didn't realize that working from home and teaching is hard. So I commend these teachers. I really do. I respect them a lot. I appreciate y'all because it's almost as if I'm doing it all and still trying to manage working. But if I had to make a choice, I would do that, as Tia said, that 8 hours versus that 24 at this time, because we're inside all day.
So
I'll say that.
quarantine has made you lose guilt? But guilt is there?
If quarantine has delivered me, I'm delivered. I beat myself up for so long just to realize,
I don't want to be with these
do
kids.
you know what this means? You don't know what this means.
But they're tired too, though. Trust me.
They don't want to be with you.
Yeah, they're tired. They want to get out. They want to see their friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they want to be back active in school and stuff like that. I get it. And don't feel guilty about making that choice. If that is weighing heavy, make the right choice. If you need to be home, be home. If you think you need to be at work, be at work.
This is interesting. I think this conversation is interesting. I really can't say either way because, as you guys know, I don't have children, so I haven't had that feeling of like feeling guilty. But I want to ask you guys a question though. Like, you know, most species, like the female of the species, are like dedicated to raising and rearing the child, and the male of the species kind of take care of the habitat and the home and things of that nature. And do you think it's like the guilt feeling, or the feeling that you're calling guilt, is maybe you going against nature? Like, because as nature is concerned, women are supposed to, or women, females, or whoever is in the species that are supposed to take care of the offspring, you're supposed to be there. So is it just like you're combating against what is natural for you to do, which is take care of
Absolutely,
family
because
instead
now
of working?
Absolutely, because now our circumstances, most parents are both working. Like the mom and dad are working. So if it was a situation where dad just took care of everything, then it would be very natural for us to be able to stay home, I think. But also, I think women are empowered enough to say, I want to build something. I want to do something that's just for me. I have some dreams and some goals. I still want to do that and be a great mom. You know, I think now times are changing. We know that we can have both.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to figure out a way to do it. Is that balance?
Maybe we as women are wanting too much. Is that possible?
Well, the lioness hunts.
Mm-hmm. She does.
So, I mean, I think we can do them all, but we feel more guilty because, like you say, I mean, of course, it's that nurturer thing, but a lioness get out there and hunt just like the men, you know. So I think that we have it also in us to be hard workers, because you know, have to be hard workers, but.
Well, I think it's hard. It's hard work to be a mother.
Right, and who do they come to
Tell them
first?
cut my part out.
Who do they come to first? More likely. The they gravitate to the mom first. If something happens, if something is needed, they come to the mom.
They do.
They don't necessarily go to dad. They will bypass dad
Yeah.
and come to mom, and dad could be sitting right
But I'm
there.
gonna tell you why.
Every time.
Because we set that up though.
Yeah.
They learned that because that's what we show them. We show them from day one.
Mhm.
When they're born, we do all of we make sure the baby is fed. We get up in the morning. We get up in the middle of the night. We make sure the baby is changed. Like, we do most of the work because naturally we just had this baby. This baby was a part of our, with
It's
us
a connection.
for
Yeah.
10 months. So absolutely. So we show them that. They learn our smell.
Mhm.
When they cry, we come. So we show them that. So of course that's what they know.
So I understand the guilt part.
All those words you just said about getting up in the middle of the night, all that,
That's
it's
good.
kind of making me want
At
rethink, like,
No, that's the good part. No,
I
ma'am.
was like, I need to be a better at assessing things.
At 4.
Taking these chances.
But you know what? When you go in there, you see that baby. All of that.
changes you.
Yes. Oh
It
my
goes right
God.
away. It's like, I'll get up. Don't worry. I'm here. Don't
Yeah.
call anybody else. I'm right here.
You would sit and watch that baby breathe,
Yeah.
Yeah.
just because.
So cute.
Yeah. So again, we're talking about something totally different.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
But don't feel guilty.
no guilt.
Don't feel
No
guilty.
guilt. We can have it all. Just be present when you're home.
Don't feel guilty.
Just be present when you're home.
personally, I don't think you should feel guilty about anything in life. You do what you do, and you just keep it moving. But that's just me, and I know that is outside of this topic. But I'm just saying, as a whole,
Yeah.
that's how you should think. Okay.
All right. We're gonna move it on along. All right. So the next event will be caring for a parent or parents and seeking support for the family, especially siblings. How do you build the village? So this one was a little tough. Only reason why is because I can see it from both perspectives. The reason why is because, let's say my dad is going to a home. Not because, I don't want to take care of my dad or anything like that, but because my dad is so strong-minded that he does not want help from his children. My dad has always said, you came into the world a dependent, don't leave out one. So I know for a fact my dad will not allow you to even try to assist him. He's always going to make sure he's in a situation to where it does not put his children in a situation to where we have to decide where he needs to go, what he needs to do, or who's going to keep him, blah, 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 blah. He made sure everything himself is taken care of. And I think us as parents should not want to put that on our kids, to have to try to decide who's going to be the one who take care of us. Because like I said, my dad says, you start a dependent, you don't want to leave out one. So my mom is different. My mom is actually very ill. And my stepdad is there, and I always tell my sister, if Al leaves, you're going to have to get her. We the same person.
You have to do
And
what?
she got to get her. You got to go to your mama. You got to go to your daughter's house. Not because I don't love my mama. I love you. I love you. But because we the same person. And it's like, 2 of this, and she's sick, so that means she's going to be really mean. Oh, go to Janae's house. No, I'm just lying, Mom. I'll take care of you. But, that lie came over me. But no, but seriously though, you can't, I know you want to expect for your siblings to help, you just can't obligate them to do it because, it just is what it is, but that's pretty much all I got.
So are you saying that there is no responsibility amongst all the siblings?
No.
Really?
It has to be choice.
Okay.
One thing I would never put on any of my kids, you have to. No, that was not my purpose for having you.
Right.
My dad, like I said, me and my dad are so extremely close.
Right.
And when my dad instilled in me, if you don't do anything else, you always make sure you take care of you.
Right.
And I stand on that for myself as well. I would not ever want my kids to have to be in a situation where they feel like mama gonna stay with me. No, I will stay in the home. I already got one picked out and the money is paid and it's paid for.
Right.
You know, because nothing on me. I want to stunt my kids' growth. I want them to continue to climb and go as far as you can. I will never hold you down. It'll never be, I can't go because my mom. I can't. No. Once you're an adult, go be free.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm okay.
And I'm not talking about from a mother's perspective. I'm talking about from a sibling. So
No.
if I have brothers and something happens to my father, then I would expect a conversation where, hey, what are we going to do? Like, if I'm going to take dad, how are you guys going to help me? Can you get him sometimes, in the summer? I think that when it comes to siblings, they should come together and talk about it.
And I can agree with that. I
And
believe
share
it should be a
responsibility.
shared responsibility amongst all the children, that they should all get together and decide, hey, this is what's best, who can do what, how we're gonna do it, and agree that way versus it being just on one sibling. Because
Right.
that one sibling can get worn down
Absolutely.
to where their life now is consumed with their parent versus the other siblings helping out. So I think it should be a collective situation where they all communicate that and help.
I agree. I think that the statement, it takes a village to raise a child. It doesn't just stop at raising a child. Your village to be a group of people that throughout the course of your life, these are individuals that you depend on for help with any situation, because life is long and things are going to come up, and so that you should be able to feel like you have assistance with the people that you surround yourself with, and especially when you're talking about your siblings. And I agree a lot with what you said, Tia, in regards to that we shouldn't want to be burdens on our children generationally. As we rear our children, we do want them to have an opportunity to live their lives.
Absolutely.
And that we don't become a burden to them at any time, and so that we should make sure that we have prepared for the course of our life things to make it easier on them when we get to our convalescent age. So I agree with that in that regards, but at the same time, as we have already known about Ms. Yashka, is that I birthed you, and because I birthed you, you need to make sure I'm taken care of. And I'm not saying like taking care of like monetarily, but you need to like make sure that you're coming to visit me, you're still like inquiring about my health, and not because I allowed you to stay in my house up until you were at least 18 years old, and you have to pay me back for
Some kind of way.
way.
Exactly.
Yes. I keep receipts.
Yeah.
So that my point is that I know that it's important for your village to be maintained. Like, don't think that after the child has been reared and they've gotten to a certain age, then my village can break up. No, your village needs to stay intact as much as you can keep it intact, because things change, people change, circumstances change. But when it comes to family, you should be able to stick together so that you can take care of all of those details that are going to come later on in life. So that's kind of my viewpoint at all. And Tia, I am really tired of you not liking what I say.
That's all right.
Y'all always against me. When y'all talking about 40, the 40 and over,
That's okay.
y'all
The
always.
elders are the greatest.
You were against us.
Tell me about the elders.
The elders are the greatest.
The
The elders.
You said respect your
The
elders.
I gotta
but-
respect Mrs. and Mrs. All y'all misses.
Okay. But as siblings too,
You and your
It's
They
about a
didn't raise
sibling
them.
thing, though.
they didn't raise themselves. Because if you have older siblings, they help raise the young ones. So it
Right.
should be a return favor.
Right.
Because that's how I look. It should be a return favor to where I helped you,
That's right.
and mom, dad raised us.
Right.
So it should just be we should all be in agreement with at least one thing.
Right.
We don't have to be in agreement with everything. At least
I
just
agree with
one.
that.
If
Yeah.
the
Just
one thing
one.
is making sure our parents
It's
are
okay.
That's
That's
right.
Right.
Yeah.
One
Even-
thing, but I'm just saying that's the main thing.
But
to
even
make
if
sure.
your finances are in order, everything is in order, I still expect Chance and Carter to come together and say, okay, did you do mom thing? Can you do? Like,
Exactly.
I expect them to
Yeah,
still come
exactly.
together. I'm not going to
Exactly.
be in my right mind, maybe. And they're going to have
You're
to take
not.
care of some things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to take care of some things. So I expect them to come together as brothers and make that
Yeah,
happen.
because they didn't
Well,
work.
see,
They didn't
I
work.
expect to have everything that I need handled,
But
so
what
that
if
I don't
something-
expect that from.
No,
them.
but-
what
But
if
what I'm
something
saying is,
happened?
I'm not saying that they can't do. So I'm not saying, oh, Liam and Lily, they don't want it. They can't do. What
they're
I'm
gonna
saying is,
have
I
to
won't
still
expect.
execute the action.
Right.
They're
Exactly.
gonna have to execute the action.
They are.
Right. Well, I mean, but it's gonna be everything
You
is
can
gonna
have
be
it
straight.
set up,
But
Mhm.
what
you can be
something
like,
happens?
this is what I want, A, B, C, and D, but you're gonna have to have an executor.
Yeah.
And that
That's
should
right.
be your children, and your children should be in one accord on
Absolutely.
how that's going to
But
occur.
if they don't want to do it, I don't want to obligate them to do it. That's my whole thing of not saying that, oh, none of them can't do anything. I don't want you to feel like I have to obligate you to do this for me. If you don't want to do it, or if you feel like it's an issue, have at it. Go live your life. I don't obligate anyone to do anything that I'm not paying them to do.
But I don't think they would
Either
look
my
at it as
kids
an
or not.
obligation.
But that was the thing.
I thought the event was about siblings more less than
Trying to
mom.
get the sibling to
come together
as
with it,
a
right?
as
Right.
another
But
sibling.
I see what T is saying though. If you're
Right.
trying to create the village, like it is almost like you're saying
You're
that
trying
you
to-
should be obligated because you're a sibling to also be a part of ensuring that the parent is okay. Like there is a sense of obligation there.
Yeah, because your opinion should matter. If you should, I would assume you would want to input and not just go around you where you didn't have a say about mom, dad. We appreciate your input. We
Right.
want your input. We accept it.
but you're not obligated.
You're not
to give it.
obligated, but
That's my
give
point.
your input. Don't not give it.
Then that means
So
you're
where-
obligated.
No, just give an input. If you
Then that
give-
means you're obligated to give an input. What I'm saying is you don't have to give you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do. I don't ever want anyone to feel like they obligated to do anything for me that I'm not paying you to do.
You are a very selfless person. I think that's awesome. I raise you, you're obligated to make sure I'm fine. Like I will make sure that you have all the instructions.
Yeah.
You like these are the instructions, these are
Right.
the things you're supposed to do. You're obligated to do them because I raised you. But I'm not a selfless person. You've already indicated that. So
No.
I am completely fine. I am completely fine with making sure that my children understand that
Exactly.
I think that when I get old, which is going to be a long time from now, but when I get old, that you're going to make sure I'm good.
Exactly.
That's just me though. Like
And
people
we
have
won't
to
be a
do what's
fuss
best
about
for
it.
them.
It won't be a fuss about
Yeah.
it.
But
We already know.
so we understand it. In fact, I'll probably tell them every day of their lives how they better take care of me.
Yeah. I
And it does take a village to raise a kid, adult. It does take that village. That village is much needed. Really, really.
So, okay, yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good
Ooh,
one.
wow.
And we
Y'all were
like-
wrong
we
though.
like
dividing.
Why you always
We
say
weren't
we're wrong?
dividing. Because I'm always right. How can right ever be wrong?
Like,
It
yeah.
can't. Go with the R. Go with the next one. Next bit.
It's just
Next
a
bit.
different perspective.
one.
T. It was
Next-
a different
next.
perspective.
Wrong.
Well, let's just go on to the third one because I swear you ain't.
Which isn't really a vent. But
It's just it's really not a vent. I believe it's more of a critique
yes.
or just our opinion on it.
Yeah.
Not so much of a
new.
vent.
It's new for us.
Which is exciting.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So this vent or critique is abstract art by John Kirkpatrick. John's abstract art is to expect the unexpected. So the two pieces that we will critique or speak on are spilled condiments and the eye. All pieces were amazing to me because I believe if you are an artist, you are going to put your heart and soul into any piece of work that you do on a canvas.
That's true.
So I commend you. If this is your passion, continue it. Your vision is your vision.
Right.
I can only look at it and get what I got out of it, but it was something more to you. So I wouldn't say or make it seem as if the art is not where it's supposed to be because he's the artist.
Mm-hmm.
So I commend you to keep up with your artwork on your canvas. So looking at the spilled condiments is very bright.
Mm-hmm.
The colors go well together. I could see where he was going with it as far as the mayo, mustard, ketchup, different things like that as far as it being called.
She has a lot of mayo on her wall.
The mayo on the wall with a hint of mustard. I appreciate that, Mr. John. Thanks to Tia. She mentioned it last week.
She knew this was
She knew it was coming out of her house.
Must have known. I could play the lottery.
But the
Millionaire
colors
status.
that were put together were amazing. The price was $600. I would assume most artists know their worth and what their paintings are, and if you put that price there, then I would assume that is what it's worth. Then the other one is the eye. What I got out of with the eye is I saw a man in it. So I would call it the Watchman, which is amazing how he captured the man in the eye. So I commend him on that. And someone always says somebody is always watching. You could be the watchman.
Okay.
All right, Mr. John. And he did it with the mysterious black with a hint of red. Can't you tell? I like that. I really like that.
Burgundy. You know what color?
Ma'am, when I purchased it from the store, it said red.
But it didn't come out red. That's burgundy.
Well, I don't know. It just made me it made me feel good and smile. And so I really like abstract art because with abstract art, every day I can see something different.
Exactly.
So I do appreciate him as an artist.
But you see tons of things, and you look at it today and it's something different. You can see condiments. Tomorrow you may see something else.
Or against a different
So,
wall.
yeah. So keep it up. Yeah. Continue your passion.
So I am not an art critic. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. I thought spilled condiments was interesting. I don't like condiments really, like on anything. So I wasn't really a fan of this piece. I don't like mayo. I don't like I just don't like those things. So I'm not a sauce girl. So it wouldn't be something that I would particularly just like care for, but I do understand the naming of it. I thought that the price point was reasonable. It could be considered a little bit high. It's $600. It just really depends on if it spoke to you or not. So the second piece of art that we are critiquing is the eye. And it was interesting. The price point of the eye is $500. When you look at it, it does look like there is a person within the eye. So I get where you're saying, like the Watchman piece of it. It is a bit unsettling, I would say, in a sense. I don't know how I would feel about having the piece hanging in my home and like knowing that there's a man inside of an eye watching me whenever or what have you. So, but I can see that it is a piece that you clearly, or that John clearly really spoke to him. I would say that the eyelashes are cute, and a lot of women probably would want those type of eyelashes because they're long.
They're thin.
And like eyelashes are the thing. So there was pieces of it that I thought that could be relatable to some, but it was a bit unsettling. I think it was an unsettling piece. So it did make me feel something. It made me feel unsettled. And so if your desire is to make the viewer of your art get any type of emotional pull, you definitely got that from me with both pieces. And so I appreciate you presenting it to us for us to kind of review. And we actually, because like I indicated earlier, the ventilation room is really like a safe zone where we don't judge people and we don't judge your thoughts or your work or anything in any kind of way. We just hope that we can offer you a solution to some frustrations that you may want to put out, and maybe a little levity at the same time. So we offer for people to always submit whatever you want to us, and we'll try to address it in due time. We try to limit these sessions because we have so many events and we have so much to talk about. Right. But if you don't hear your event or you don't hear us talking about whatever you submitted to us, if you just continue to follow us, I promise it will come up at some point in time. So we really appreciate you guys joining us once again for a very engaging conversation that we had tonight.
They always against me.
The elders are the agreeants tonight.
Team right.
Because cut me open, you won't see 62 rings.
Team right.
We really do appreciate the events. We appreciate the support. You guys have been so amazing. The people that are rallying for our success, and because of you, we have seen a lot of success and we expect more growth. So please keep submitting your events. We'll keep speaking about them and keep following us. You know that you can find us on several platforms. We're on YouTube, The Ventilation Room. We're also on Facebook, The Ventilation Room. You can find us on IG at #The Ventilation Room. And you can also submit anonymously to us through our email address, which is theventilationroom.vr@gmail.com, or you can also submit a bit anonymously through our Facebook Messenger page. So you have two ways to do it if you don't want your event to be just presented to the public. And we will get it, and we promise you we'll talk about it. So thank you so much for joining us once again, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.
Bye.
Submit those events.
Bye.